menjawab kemusykilan agama dan kita tidak mengadakan sesi selama 2 minggu sebab ada sedikit masalah teknikal ya. Jadi insya-Allah kita kembali pada hari ini, mudah-mudahan kita dapat meneruskan yang pada tiap-tiap minggu yang akan datang insya-Allah taala. Jadi insya-Allah kita akan kembali kepada soalan-soalan yang ditujukan maka ini soalan yang pertama. Question is asking, Hi Ustaz, I'm a Muslim guy but God have been tested me much lust into men only. I hate to have this feeling but I can't lie about it to myself. I don't want to come out and labeling myself as a gay and I need insight to assuring my decision. For me, love is genderless. I believe I can love a woman, but when it comes to marriage, I worry if my partner is demanding sex because I feel really disgusting to women, even just to think about kissing. Because I only I'm attracted to men. My question is, what if I decide for not marrying anyone until I die? Is that okay according to the Islamic view? So basically, this question is asking about a person who has inclination to the same sex. He is a man, he has an inclination to men, and he does not have inclination to woman. So in the Islamic perspective, is it permissible for him not to get married until he to the rest of his life? So this basically I need a question. So when it comes to the about marriage, maybe I touch on this first. Marriage, we have the option to get married or not to get married. So the law within the Islamic law is that marriage is a sunnah. Marriage is a sunnah for those who have the capacity to get married. It is encouraged in Islam. Marriage can only be wajib, can only be compulsory if a person fears that by not getting married he will end up committing zina. And his situation is he has the capacity to get married, meaning he has the money, he has the means to get married, a healthy body, and so on and so forth. So marriage can be wajib in that situation, but generally we say marriage is recommended. Marriage is recommended, but recommended for who? Recommended for those who have the ability to get married. In your case, it is recommended for you to get married. It is recommended for you, even though you mentioned that you don't have any inclination towards towards any woman. Of course, there are other benefits about in getting married. One of the benefits is that by getting married we can make any efforts to form up a family, and family is one of the things that Islam encourage, that having children, for example, having a family. This is one of the things that is highly encouraged by the hadith by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we have the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam where he said tazawwajul walud al wadud, yani when you get married to women who are loving and who can who is fertile in a sense, who is fertile and he can get impregnated and can provide any offspring for you. So this is the hadith and he mentioned where the Prophet ﷺ mentioned فَإِنِّي مُبَاهٍ بِكُمُ الْأُمَمَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. The Prophet ﷺ he said, I'll be proud of my ummah in يوم القيامة because of the many followers in this ummah. So this can be attained by getting married. So we should have many intentions when it comes to getting married. Having any sexual pleasures with the spouse is only one aspect of marriage life, but there are many other benefits in terms of this world and in terms in the hereafter. And of course having children, for example, a person will attain rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The ibadah of our children, we will get those rewards when our children they obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and when they grow up and becoming and people who gives benefit to the society, Allah will give us benefit rewards for the things that they have done even after we pass away. So that is why the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam he mentioned waladun salihun yad'u lah, that one of the things that the deeds does not cut off is children who makes dua for children who makes dua for the parents, regardless whether you have what you call it, the inclination towards woman, or you don't have any the inclination towards woman. Here we are speaking about the other aspects of marriage life. Coming back to your question, inshallah, by getting married with the right intention, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide for you the situations to the problems that you are facing. There are many reasons why people might have inclination towards the what you call it, the same gender. It all goes back to how we are brought up. Certain situations it is because of how we are brought up. For example, and the people whom we mix, we might have this inclination, but it can be overcome. It doesn't mean that a person has an inclination towards the same sex. This will last in him forever. So you have to think about ways on how you can go out from this situation. So in every, as the saying goes, in every sicknesses there is what you call it, there is the antidote, there is the shifa. Likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can what could provide the medicine, the shifa, for all these types of inclination which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prohibited in the Quran pertaining to the story of Nabi Lut alayhi salam. And when people have inclination, any prophets came to advise their people what you call it, to stop what they are doing and focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide the solutions, and Allah will give the shifa. So we have to have the conviction in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we understand that there is a problem. We understand that if we act upon this, we will enter into serious issues and sins that committed by human beings. Then we have to find a solution how we can go out from this situation. So one of a good solution is to have a partner. To have a partner that is halal, of course, to get married. So this is what you call it, the one of the best solutions that can make a person change. So having what you call it, the marriage relationship, and likewise making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the thing I would like to emphasize, the importance of asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his favors. So when we are facing any difficulties in life, never ever be disappointed from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah, remember this, Allah can change your situation if he wants overnight. But the thing is, we have to make effort. We have to make effort, and we have to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. We have to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance. At the same time, we put in effort. We meet people who are counselors and who specializes in this field, who has the experiences and is speaking to the LGBT community, for example, and so many of these issues. So we as Muslims, we know the importance of putting in efforts so that inshallah ta'ala we can be cured from this situation. And also we have to look at the other aspect of marriage, and do not be disappointed and what you call it make the decision not to get married. Of course, it is not haram if you make any decision not to get married, but here we are speaking about what is recommended for you. If a person makes the intention not to get married for the rest of his life, it is not something that is prohibited. There are what you call it, many people who that do not get married for many reasons. And if a person just do not want to get married for no reason, it is not something which is prohibited in Islam, as what is mentioned, as long as he does not commit any zina and so on and so forth. And if a person can protect himself from zina and all these things, then it is permissible for him not to get married. But again, in the beginning of my answer, I'm speaking about the benefits of getting married, and this can be the cure. This can be the cure. Having a good partner who can understand you and who can appreciate you. Of course, you have to explain before marriage about your situation and so on and so forth. What you call it, you are trying to overcome, and if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, inshallah, and with a good intention, Allah bless you, and with a good partner, then inshallah slowly you will return back to the fitrah, as what we mentioned. We return back to the initial state and purity where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless human beings. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us with tawfiq and hidayah. Soalan ini menanyakan berkenaan dengan seorang dia tidak ada kecenderungan ya kepada wanita. Jadi kalau sekiranya dia tidak berkahwin selama-lamanya, adakah dibolehkan? Maka hukumnya bagi orang seperti ini adalah pernikahan tetap disunatkan. Pernikahan tetap ini disunatkan. Ia tidak diwajibkan ke atasnya. Pernikahan boleh menjadi wajib kalau sekiranya dia takut melakukan zina. Misalnya kalau dia mengatakan kalau saya tidak nikah saya akan zina, dan dia ada wang, dia ada kebolehan, pernikahan boleh menjadi wajib. Tapi keadaan di sini berbeza ya. Dia tidak ada apa-apa, cuma dia tidak mahu ini menikah disebabkan dia tidak ada kecenderungan. Maka ini hukum ni sunnah ini untuk dinikah. Jadi dia ada pilihan sama ada nak menikah ataupun tidak menikah. Maka saya mengatakan lebih afdal dia menikah. Kalau dia boleh dapat seorang wanita yang dapat memahami keadaannya, maka insya-Allah dengan pernikahan ini datang bantuan daripada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Biasanya bila kita sendirian, ini adalah masanya kadang-kadang yang kita akan terjatuh kepada was-was syaitan. Apabila kita ada seseorang yang dapat menasihatkan kepada kita ataupun boleh mendengar masalah kita ataupun boleh bersama kita, itu adalah lebih mudah untuk kita mengatasi masalah tersebut. Dan kita banyak berdoa kepada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala dan usahakan atas sebab-sebab ini yang dapat mengeluarkan kita daripada situasi ini. The next question is asking, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi Waalaikumsalam. I have a question regarding najis. I learned that bones of animals are considered as najis if it is worn during salat. Bracelet made of elephant trunk, it will nullify the salat. But what about fossil corals? Is it considered najis? Fossil corals are dead coral skeleton that are fossilized and preserved. The fossil corals forms through hardened deposits left by silica-rich waters. Do advise, jazakallah khair. So the answer to this question is easy. Everything that lives in the sea is pure. Everything that lives in the sea is pure. So inclusive any of what you are asking. You are basically asking about corals. Corals are not najis. Corals are not najis. Likewise, other things that live in the sea. This is based on the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet was asked about the sea. He said, tahuru ma'uhu. The water of the sea is tahur. Here in fiqh we call it ma'ul mutlaq. Tahirun fi nafsihi, mutahhirun li ghayrihi. Tahurun ma'uhu wal hillu maitatuhu. And the carcass that lives in the sea is tahir. So the water is mutlaq, and the animals that live in the sea, they are pure. They are pure. Now, so there is no issue. If a person wears in prayer. Soalan menanyakan berkenaan dengan adakah dibolehkan bagi seseorang itu memakai, apa yang saya faham ini, gini kita faham apa? Coral ya. Adakah dibolehkan dia menggunakan misalan sebahagian daripada benda ini yang tinggal di dalam lautan dan digunakan dalam solat? Adakah sah solat? Sah tetap solat sebab ia bukan najis, sebab ia adalah merupakan benda yang tinggal di dalam laut. Dan kita ada kaedah dalam ilmu fiqh, tiap-tiap perkara yang hidup dalam laut hukumnya adalah suci. Tiap-tiap binatang yang tinggal di dalam laut, maka hukum bangkainya adalah suci. Assalamualaikum Ustaz. Waalaikumsalam. Baru-baru ini saya dengan isteri ada perselisihan sedikit dalam teks kita. Saya ada terlepas kata seperti, kalau awak rasa perbuatan saya ini zalim terhadap awak dan keluarga, saya rela lepaskan awak. Itu adalah teks yang sebenar yang saya teks pada isteri saya. Persoalannya, adakah jatuh talak ataupun tidak? Harap Ustaz dapat huraikan supaya saya boleh ambil tindakan yang sepatutnya. Secara ringkas, ia tidak jatuh, talak tidak jatuh dalam keadaan seperti ini. Sekali lagi ya, kita lihat teksnya. Dia penanya menanyakan, dia menulis ini. Dia mengatakan kalau awak rasa, dia menunjukkan kepada isterinya, dia mengatakan kalau awak rasa perbuatan saya zalim terhadap awak dan keluarga, saya rela lepaskan awak. Ini bukan syarat ya. Ini bukan ta'liq. Dia berbeza dengan ta'liq. Saya banyak kali saya membicarakan berkenaan dengan talak, ini ta'liqu talak. Kalau kita menggantungkan talak, seperti seorang suami mengatakan kepada isterinya, kalau kau keluar daripada rumah, kau diceraikan. Ini masalah. Ini kalau isteri keluar rumah, automatik kita mengatakan talak itu jatuh. Tetapi di sini dia bukan syarat. Apa maksud dia bukan syarat? Dia mengatakan saya rela lepaskan awak. Jadi dia balik kepada rela dirinya. Maka dia balik kepada diri suami, sama ada isteri setuju ke tidak setuju. Jadi talak ini tidak jatuh. Jadi saya harap ini terang ya, insya-Allah ya. Jadi bagi orang yang menanyakan soalan ini, dan saya minta maaf sebab soalan ini mungkin ditanyakan 1 minggu lepas ke saya rasa, ataupun 2 minggu lepas ya. Sebab 2 minggu kita tidak ada kelas. Jadi saya harap insya-Allah terang, insya-Allah. Assalamualaikum Ustaz. Waalaikumsalam. How is the nikah procedure for a bride to be who is born of a wedlock? Also, should she inform verbally about her status to the qadi beforehand? And can her biological father still be present and pretend to be the wali with the presence of wali hakim, so that the groom to be and his family will not find it suspicious? Yes. Let me follow any the sequence of the questions of one. So now the question is asking that I believe this lady, a female, and is asking, she wants to get married and she is born of wedlock. So in that sense, when she wants to get married, the biological and father cannot become the wali. Biological father. I hope we can understand the meaning of biological for those who are hearing this. Biological any father, and not what you call it, a father which is legitimate. Tamam. So the wali must be wali hakim, the magistrate. So when you are registering any for your marriage, you should inform the mahkamah. You should inform what you call it, the court. You should talk any to the ustaz, to the asatiza, for example, who are there. I don't really know what is their procedure, but of course they will know about this issue. So just inform them that you want to do nikah, but you want to use any wali hakim. Tamam. This is the first thing. So the biological father cannot become the wali. The biological cannot become the wali. If he becomes the wali, the marriage will not be valid. So who takes the place of the wali? Wali hakim. It is the wali hakim. This is the first thing. I hope it's clear. The second thing that you are asking, and can her biological father still be present and pretend to be the wali? Of course, he can. No problem. Tamam. In the presence of wali hakim, so that the groom to be and his family will not find it suspicious. No issue. Soalan menanyakan, seorang anak luar nikah, misalnya seorang wanita, dia anak luar nikah dan dia nak berkahwin, adakah dibolehkan bapanya menjadi hadir majlis, yakni sebagai saksi? Maka tidak ada masalah. Tapi apa yang tidak dibolehkan adalah dia menjadi wali. Maka di sini kita kena faham siapa yakni wali di sini. Wali adalah wali hakim, bukan yakni bapanya, sebab ini adalah hasil penzinaan. Maka bapanya tidak boleh menjadi wali. Kalau bapanya menjadi wali, tidak sah pernikahan. Jadi apa sentiasa saya mengatakan, bila kita register pernikahan, inform kepada mahkamah. Biasa ada interview. Jadi terangkan ini kepada asatiza ini di sana yang faham ini masalah ini. Tak perlu kita terangkan orang yang tak faham. Ada orang yang misalnya yang dia dekat mahkamah tapi mungkin dia tak faham perkara ini. Tapi kalau asatiza di sana, insya-Allah ini mereka akan faham. Jadi insya-Allah mudah-mudahan mereka membantu ini dalam ini perkara ini. Wallahu a'lam bissawab. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi washabihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahirabbil alamin.